Hello everyone. I thought I'd do something different today. I was using my cell phone in the last project that I did, and this time I'm using my DSLR camera that I've used for portraits and just everyday photos. I haven't really been playing with it much, but what I thought I'd do today is work in what is called a junk journal. I don't know if any of you have heard of it or not. I certainly had not. And was on YouTube searching for something for ideas as far as cleaning my craft room. And everything was just such a mess. And then I fell down this other rabbit hole. So anyways, I've made a few of them. They're not perfect. Let me just warn you on that. I'm very new to this, and I am learning as I go. And I would love to know other ladies and gentlemen that do these things, so I can grow while I'm doing this. But anyways, this one, I guess maybe some of you are familiar with this Willow Fairy series. I've made a few of them at book cover, and I used some recycled paper that was given to me, and also I've used packaging things like what your vegetables would come in right here on the side. And my daughter, she had bought my grandson some little I guess jelly things. It's like little fruits. He loves them. And I use a little button, but I've tied all that in, and I use coffee dyed paper when my oven was working. For some reason the oven does not work. I don't know why. It was working one day and boom, next day it's not working. We made a casserole in it. My husband loves to make casseroles. He made a casserole. And I plan on doing something with this calendar. This photograph, my mother had given me some of the calendar that she had, a lot of them. And then I noticed, I was watching you guys on YouTube, and I noticed that you were using this cardboard, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got all these cardboard boxes from orders that I have, and I started shredding them apart, the first layer, and then I used my little spellbinder templates to cut out these little shapes. And I thought that was pretty, but I thought I'd add that. But first off, I wanted to say a little something. So I went to go visit my daughter in Alabama probably about a year ago, and she loves to go thrifting, and as I do too. But she said that she had been thrifting, and she was showing me her little library of books that she had gotten, and she found this book that she thought would be very interesting for her, and it's called The Creative Age: Awakening Human Potential in the Second Half of Life. The author is Jean D. Cohen, MD, PhD. But I thought what I would do is kind of read this book a little bit as we go, and while I make some of my journals and some of my crafts or whatever, and you know, I'd appreciate some comments from you guys to let me know what I could do to make things better, suggestions to make it better. Be kind though. Don't be mean. You may not show up in the comments section. I don't know. I don't take to meanness. But anyways, anyhow, I thought that would be a good idea to do. If you know you like it, subscribe, like, leave comments. If you think that's a good idea, or let me know if you could dislike it and tell me that you don't like it. I mean, that's not mean. I can handle constructive criticism, just not just pure out meanness. But anyways, that was just an idea that I thought I'd do. Read a little bit of this book as we go along, and perhaps I could finish it and then give the book back to my daughter when I'm finished. Perhaps I can make her a journal. I don't know if she'll like it. She likes things simple, so she doesn't like a lot of clutter in her life. And if you look around, you can see in my little crafty areas that I have a lot of clutter. But anyways, I'm going to set this to the side and go ahead and start working in my journal. This is a page. I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to staple this if the stapler works even. What I try to do is use everything that I can that is not bought from the store, but I did get my spell binder to make these from the store. I do buy little things where I can use things to reuse, if that makes sense. That might not be making any sense. But anywho, I used a cereal box to make this, or it could be a Cheez-It box. Here's some of my tea stained things. I know this is sort of like a porous type thing, but I have these little cutouts that I ordered from Etsy, and I need to find the shop's name. If I find it, I'll put it in the description below. Anyway, here's a little fairy. I would have preferred the fairies. I just found some in my closet, but I have these I had already made, mermaids, which I would rather do the nautical scene using this, but I don't have an oven right now, and I need to figure out a way to coffee stain these things without an oven. We do live in the Sunshine State, so I could possibly, use the sun. I have a sun deck that I use to, like, don't laugh, dry my clothes in the sun. It costs $0 to do that. But here's another little template I have made. I thought I'd put that in. And the paper tore after I put it in here, so I don't know, maybe I can do something with the edging of it. I don't know, it's made to look old anyway, so who knows. But these are pretty basic. I'm working on this right now, and I'm using the edges of, I kind of glued these here. We'll cut out so it looks like lace. And I hope I'm getting this all in the framing. I have a lens that's on that's a little closer. It's for portraits actually. But I don't know, can you see the mermaids and the seahorse and the seagrass? You can tell. I don't know if you can or not. Has some writing skills, but it's kind of wiggly in here. I didn't tie it off and very well, so I'm gonna have to go back in there and see. There's still space in there, and you see how wiggly and rough looking that is. But it is a junk journal. Okay, so I mentioned before that my daughter likes to go thrifting, and I do too. And I went to a thrift store down the street from me and found a little book. And I didn't read this book. Normally I read this book on my other page before I tear them apart, and I feel very guilty for not doing that with this book, but it's a precious little book. There once was a poor widow who lived in a little cottage with 2 little children, Snow White and Red Rose. They were so named because they were like the flowers on the 2 red bushes which grew in front of the cottage. These 2 children were as good as any children in the world. They loved each other dearly and agreed that they would never separate. These 2 little girls kind of remind me of my little sister, but we were raised in the 60s and 70s as little children, so we wouldn't have had it dressed that way, but it just makes me think of my sister and I. Often the children would run deep into the forest to gather berries. The hare would eat out of their hands. The fawn would graze at their side. Isn't that precious? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this. So this is the cardboard that I was tearing up last night, and I thought it'd look cute. I did a little napkin here, a little cushion tissue right here. I don't know why I said cushion. And I thought I'd put it right about here and just kind of layer it, something like that. I thought this turned out really cute. I was so excited last night about how this turned out that I kept making a whole bunch of them, and I was so sleepy. I made myself go to bed. There's a lot of people out there that aren't into creating, and I understand that. I understand they don't. I don't understand why they don't, but they don't understand why I do. And that's okay. We're all different in this world. So the audio is going to be so different because I got a little speaker and you could hear it was kind of airy. I need to get something to muffle the speaker, but if my camera is not going to coincide with my computer and I'm not going to be able to download these from my camera, what's the point? The microphone doesn't work on this phone, does it? I don't know. Recently, well, we've had some difficult spots. It's not one thing, it's another. We just power through it and move forward. And I think that art therapy is a great thing for that. I think we all have talents. We just have to experiment, just try, fail, try again, fail, try, fail. Keep going. I've tried the musical world. I tried to play piano, not for me. I got a violin, had a couple lessons in my early 40s, and that didn't work out too much for me. I learned a few songs, and it's fun. I still have my violin. I still play it for my grandson. He's 2, and he's a lot of fun. So here it is. Isn't that cute? Well, you may not think so. That's a little messy right there. I don't have any Kleenexes up here. I have several places that I like to be in. It's determined on the ambiance of the room, I guess. Right now I'm in my little office studio, whatever you want to call it, multimedia room. I don't know. Has a day bed in it if anybody wants to spend the night. My family that is out of town, I got that for when they come, but I hate doing this, but they never come. Everybody's got busy lives. It's okay. I know my channel is called Bored Grandma Designs, and that's because I had gotten rather bored with no children and grandkids coming around. They got really busy, and then all of a sudden, boom, another grandchild is born. So the past couple of years have been extremely busy. Very active fellow. I'm so blessed. He brings a lot of light and joy into this world. So I wish I had something to wipe that off. If I was near the kitchen on the counter, I had the paper towels right there and I could just reach over and do my thing, but I wasn't prepared for this. I read the stories of the vintage books that I find. I call them castaways, and this was one of them, but I didn't read this one, but like I said before, but the other ones I try to read. Some of them I give to other people. I went to their store and I found my cousin's book. I'm reading it right now. It's like the longest story book ever. But I bought it because, you know, I thought, oh, that would be awesome in a junk journal. But it had my cousin's name in it, which is, it's puzzling because her house had burnt down as a child, and I didn't think that they had any of their childhood things. So I think she was a bit surprised. But as soon as I finish reading it, I'm going to give it to her, and she can have it for her children and grandchildren. But earlier I didn't know what to do with this, so I figured it out. I found my drawer, voila, double-sided tape. I thought I was going to use a stapler, but this was there. I had used this in when I printed. I took photos of girls in a pageant, and then we would print it out, and I would use this to put a card to give to them as a gift. But anyways, I had that left over because they no longer have the pageant. So things change. Here's a little florist on a calendar, and I just made a little pocket. And I thought I'd just stuff it right there. See? And so the bear, it's kind of like the bear is looking in the forest. Like, hey, what's up? He's seen another bear. I don't know. I'm silly. I hang out with children way too much. And that's okay.